Go. Hello folks, shintigercurl here, that dude in the straw hat, bringing you yet another wrestling review. I'm here, of course, joined by my roommate and minion, Joe. Say hi, Joe. He likes barbecue sauce. It's Monday night, and you know what that means? Time for some Raw. It's the Fallout show for the Overlimit pay-per-view last night. What's gonna happen? Who's gonna show up? Who's gonna get screwed over? Well, I got my notes. Let's get started. Jerry Lawler comes out wearing a big shit-eating grin as he is basking in the glow of his humiliating, utter curb stomping of Michael Cole the previous night. He says that he did it not just for himself and not just for his family, but he did it for the WWE Universe, who had to suffer through his insufferable bullshit. So he brings out the one man who also helped to make it possible that Michael Cole kissed his feet, Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret says that he enjoyed it because, like everyone else, he doesn't like Michael Cole and found him to be an annoying little punk. But in the middle of his promo, R-Truth comes out to the greatest wrestling music of all time. You gotta hear it. It's awesome. He comes out and he says that he is generally starstruck by Bret Hart and starts talking crazy nonsense and keeps referring to little Jimmy. Anyone else want to tell me who the fuck little Jimmy is? I'm really confused here. Anyway, he says that he tells Bret Hart why he got title shots. Bret says that he got title shots because, frankly, he's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. While Truth is just plain crazy. Truth says that maybe he need to knock out a Hall of Famer to get some attention. Cue John Cena, who was completely fine after being physically tortured for 30 minutes last night. That's Super Saiyan Jesus Bankai Cena for you guys. Anyway, he comes out, says hi to Bret, and asks Truth what the hell he's doing. Truth asks him where his son is. Crazy Truth is crazy. Anyway, the Raw GM chimes in and says that tonight's main event will be R-Truth and CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio and John Cena, with Bret Hart as special guest referee. Good opening. I like Crazy Truth. I like where he's going. I want to see what he does with it. Backstage, Big Show and Kane are shooting the shit, while Big Show is leaning his gigantic ass on Alberto Del Rio's new car. Ricardo Rodriguez does not like it. He gets in their face, only to get pie-faced by Big Show. ADR comes up. He doesn't like it, and the two move on to have their title match tonight, which will be against Nexus members Joe Perfect, a.k.a. Michael Makina, and David Otunga, a.k.a. the guy that's banging Jennifer Hudson. It was an okay match. Nothing really to write home about. I will say this. Punk was on commentary tonight for that match, so I'm happy. Finish comes when Mason Ryan causes some interference, which gives the ref a bump. CM Punk performs a kick to the back of Big Show's head, which allows his boys to do a double DDT on him. 1, 2, 3. New Nexus are new tag champions. Backstage, the two giants are obviously pissed about it, and they're ranting and raving until Alberto Del Rio comes up and decides to rub salt in the wound and slap Big Show in the face. So he runs. Big Show runs after him. Kane runs after Big Show, only to find Big Show has been run over by ADR's car, thanks to Alberto Del Rio. I did it for you, Alberto Del Rio. Wink. And it's very interesting to note that Kane showed a lot of undue care on the Big Show. Just weird seeing. This is coming from a guy who electrocuted the boss's son's nuts on live TV. Yeah. Next up, we have Jack Swagger and Evan Don't Call Me Matt Sydal Bourne. It's a nice 5-minute match. It was, but it showed off what these two guys can do. Evan was very quick, and Swagger was very powerful. Swagger wins with a Swagger bomb, and he's in the ring celebrating when he eats a kick from Evan Bourne, who runs like a scalded dog, making it the second hit and run of the night. Speaking of swagger, well, this does help Swagger get the stink of being Michael Cole's personal bitch for a while. Speaking of Michael Cole, he comes out there and he's all sad and depressed. The divas aren't respecting him. Cry me a river, you punk pussy bitch. Cole comes out and he pretty much starts to apologize and kiss everyone's ass, saying he's sorry for everything he's done and how he's behaved over the past few months. King isn't buying it. I mean, would you, after a guy literally talked about your dead mother? So he tells Cole to sit down, shut up, and have some Altoids, while The Miz comes out. Irate. Now, note that Michael Cole is not sucking his dick, because The Miz knows where Michael Cole's mouth has been. Miz says that he blames the entire loss at last night's Over the Limit to Alex Riley. And he demands that the Raw GM give him a rematch for the WWE title without Alex Riley there. Because he says it's tantamount to having a handicap match, only against him. The Raw GM chimes in. Cole does not read it. Josh Matthews does. And says that Miz will not be getting the title shot. He already had his. So Miz turns all of his rage and frustration on Riley, demeaning him and pretty much firing him as his personal servant contract. Riley can't take anymore and proceeds to beat the ever-loving snot piss out of The Miz, earning him an instant face turn and a hell of a pop. Bravo, Mr. Riley. I got my eye on you. Next up, Divas Time. It's an 8-woman tag match between Melise, the Bellas, and Melina. How'd she get back on TV? Versus Kelly Kelly, Beth Phoenix, Eve Gomez, and Gail Kim. Not 1 minute into the match, Kong comes in. She's hungry. She must feed. So she gets in the ring. Looks like we're going to have an 8-on-1 battle royal on our hands when is she crying? No. No. No, 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 no! Hello there, YouTube. This is Joe. Unfortunately, shintigercurl couldn't finish this part of the review. Apparently his the day to get you is over! The day to get you is over! She's crying! As you can see, he's not exactly in his right mind. You'll have to excuse him for a minute. So, until he comes back, how would you ladies like to see what I've got underneath these shorts? I guarantee you, it'll definitely get view rates up. Sorry about that, folks. Kind of went crazy there. And Joe, you know better. You're not supposed to show that on YouTube. You want me to get banned? Well, anyway, ignoring that. Oh God, I lost my notes and my insanity. Be right back. Sorry about that. Found them again. Apparently, I had thrown them out the window in a fit of insane rage. But whatever. Next match: Kofi Kingston versus Drew McIntyre. This is a pretty solid matchup between Drew and Kofi, but I enjoyed it very much. In the end, Kofi won the match, albeit with one leg. But I gotta say, this makes me see the Chosen One in a whole new light. Anyway, next up we have a very poignant and moving tribute to the late great Macho Man Randy Savage, who passed away on Friday morning. It was very poignant. It had Coldplay's The Scientist playing in the background. I actually have that record, so it was very fitting for him. He was the Macho Man. He was the cream of the crop. What can you say? Finally, we move on to the main event. CM Punk and R-Truth And my note: Punk is wearing Macho Man's colors. You'll understand if you see it. Versus Rey Mysterio and Cena with Bret Hart in them as the special guest referee. Now, man, this was an okay match. It really was more of a showcase for Punk and Truth, because according to my sources, Punk's supposed to be doing a program with Cena this summer, so you never know. There was a lot of back and forth action. I really enjoyed Punk and Truth more than I enjoyed Cena and Rey. The finish comes. I think there was some kind of. I had to leave the room for a minute, but I think there was some kind of altercation between Punk and Bret Hart, and Bret at one point puts CM Punk in the sharpshooter, which allows Rey to land off a springboard leg drop off the ropes, giving them the win. Now, I really don't agree with this. As much as I love Bret Hart, this really does not help CM Punk. I mean, I hope they're doing something with him. He deserves something to be done for him, because Punk is awesome. But anyway, that's Raw. My verdict: weird but good. That's what I want to say. I mean, there was a lot of weird stuff in it. Truth being crazy. The Nexus actually winning something and looking dominant. Kane showing care for the Big Show. Almost thought he was going to kiss him. Alex Riley turning on the Miz and getting a face pop for it. Michael Cole not being a loud, obnoxious, selfish, egotistical man bitch that we know him to be. Kong crying. Take your medicine, lad. Take your medicine. Sorry, lads. It appears shintigercurl won't be able to finish this review after all, so it'll just be me. So, like I said, there was a pretty good Raw. Could have used more me in it, if you understand what I'm saying. Especially in that Divas tag match. I guarantee you, they'll all be on their knees crying when I'm done with them. Well, anyway, that's all for Raw. Tune in this next week. Tune in Thursday when we have to watch that steaming pile of haggis known as Impact Wrestling. Until then, this is Joe. You want to say something, shintigercurl? The day of the Geechee is over. The day of the Geechee is over. What he said. So, until then, see you later. And wrestle on. God, I hate that